Hey everybody, it's Will from Subourbon Cowboys. On this trip, we are going out to one of the most remote places in Oregon. We are going out to the Owyhee Canyonlands and to the Three Forks recreational area. Literally on the BLM website, it says, this is one of the most remote places in Oregon, which got us really excited about potentially going out there. And I think it's going to be challenging, but also really fun. So we've got 3 rigs coming out. We've got my Jeep Wrangler Sahara, we've got Chris's Jeep Wrangler Rubicon, and we've got JP's Toyota 4Runner. Between the 3 of us, we think we've got everything we need, but we won't know until we get out there. So let's roll.
Our first stop was the Leslie Gulch area. Leslie Gulch was named after a local rancher, Hiram Leslie, who was struck by lightning back in 1882. But more importantly, it's marked by these great monolith stones that make it look like you're driving through a valley with castles on each side. The volcanic rock is just amazing to look at, and it is always something new around each corner. Our next section of trail was on the Upland Biele, which is a 100-mile dirt road byway that stretches between Jordan Valley, Oregon and Grandview, Idaho. We were taking this to get out to the Three Forks recreational area, and we knew this was going to be remote, but we didn't really realize how remote it was. We felt like we were on a dirt road treadmill. It just stretched on and on and on. It was really fun to be out there that remote in the Owyhee wilderness. We did our best to find some fun obstacles to drive through and some alternate routes through this vast wasteland of Oregon and Idaho. But as you can see, it was pretty straight, pretty flat, until we got to the section that drops down into the river canyon. This place is called Three Forks, Oregon, and it's where 3 forks of the Owyhee River come together. And when we dropped down, it was a whole new world. We found an incredible campsite that was right on the river. In fact, it was on the river rock. We were there in the fall, and we think during the spring maybe this campsite doesn't really exist because it will be underwater. So we took advantage of this amazing spot with views and the river running by and set up camp and had just a really great night.
No need to say, how will I call?
Even though the night and the morning was very, very cold, it made for a magical looking experience with steam coming off the river and the early morning light hitting the rocks and making new shadows. It was just magical.
Well, we made it there and back again, and we had an amazing time. Three Forks and the Owyhee Canyonlands were an experience that I was not expecting. It's so remote, it's so far out there, and it's so surprising. When you look out on the horizon, you don't see anything, and then all of a sudden you drop down into this huge gorge that looks like you're in the middle of the mountains once you get down there, because all these sheer cliffs and wind-blown rocks, and it's just amazing. What I want to say about this trip is you never know what's going to happen. We had a kiddo get sick, and thank goodness we had a spare sleeping bag. So I won't go into details, but I will tell you that we needed a spare sleeping bag on this trip. And it was cold. It was so cold. We were not expecting it to be so cold, probably because we camped like right on the river. We all had buddy heaters, but man, we learned a lesson, which is it was cold. Be prepared for the cold. We woke up, the river was frozen in the morning. All of our water bottles were frozen. So we had under anticipated how cold it was gonna be. And boy, did that coffee taste good in the morning when it was that cold outside. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button. If you wanna see more from us, please hit the subscribe button. And hope to see you all out on the trail.